Exactly right.
I've quit twice in the last 3 days.
Have you?
I have.
Have you?
Did you rehire yourself?
Yeah, my boss said, "Nick the crap out of here."
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what I tell everybody. I say, I keep hoping these boys will fire me so I don't have to come back.
Oh,
Engine screaming, late night lights. Grease on our hands, yeah, it's living right. Doors are open, mics turn on. Lily Jack customs till the break of dawn. Hot rods and hijinks, loud and unchained. Burning raw, although it's slightly insane. Fast cars, bad ideas, let's begin. Welcome to Hot Rods and Hijinks.
Hey guys, welcome back. Another episode of Hot Rods and Hijinks here, downtown Greenville, Lily Jack Customs. Got Tommy sitting over here eating pizza.
Crazy bread.
Well, crazy bread, whatever he's eating, he's eating.
It's actually the crust, and it's kind of tasty.
Kind of tasty. Well, you know, as long as it's food, you know. You got it lit. All right. Tommy's got me all messed up. We got a special guy with us here tonight. This is Mr. Victor Pate himself, Black Label Coatings right here. And you're actually in Washington County, ain't you?
yes, sir.
So I can't say here in Greenville.
No.
You're barely across out of Greene County.
2 roads over.
That's right. But we got Mr. Victor Pate here from Black Label Coatings.
Thank you for having me, man.
Appreciate you coming, man. Appreciate you coming. So, talk to us. Tell us a little bit about Black Label Coatings, what all you do, what all you into. Take us from the start, whatever. We got all night. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I'm not your average powder coat shop, but we specialize. I say we, it's just me now. I lost my wife almost 3 years ago, so
Yeah.
just out of habit. I
That's
still
all right.
say we.
We still fine.
It may take a while to break that habit,
Hey,
but
no,
right now it's
don't worry about
definitely
breaking it. No, don't worry about breaking that.
But we try to specialize in things that other shops steer away from. Find the niche and fill it.
Right.
So I think the only shop in the area that fully disassembles and rebuilds aftermarket calipers like Brembos or Willwoods. All our graphics are done in powder. We seriously try to navigate towards the harder things in the industry that people
Sure.
wanted, that you see on Instagram, that you see on Facebook, that you see at the SEMA show, but learn how to figure out how to do that. And when we got into it, oh God, back in 05 is when I first started. I was a big consumer of powder coated goods. I raced
Okay.
motorcycles. Oh my goodness, just spilled my coffee.
That's all right. Easy over there.
My bad. Let me pause that and clean this up real quick.
No, don't worry about it. It's fine.
That had a ring to it.
It did. It had a good sound, didn't
That was a really good coffee too. That's a sin.
Should be spilling coffee like
I
that.
know it, man.
Nah, it's fine.
Thank you. Anyway, so we first got into the business. We noticed, there's some powder coat shops out there that did the basics, and that's no problem. I
Right,
can do the
right.
basics for anybody. But we also saw there was an artistic side to it, and the beautiful thing about art is it can come out in any medium.
Right.
Case in point, I brought some of our artwork that we've done over the years.
And those are pretty rad too. Those are very interesting pieces that you brought
Thank
there
you.
with you. We'll get some pictures of them up.
Yeah.
Show everybody it is paying attention and watching us. There's like 3 people, so I mean they'll see it. It's,
But it's we wanted to be able to do art that had meaning to us, and I'm obviously into tattoos,
Yeah.
and I'm real big into tattoo flash. So when I was younger, if I went to a new city, I would seek out tattoo shops, go in, check out, see what the vibe is, see what kind of art they had hanging up, and I always gravitated towards the stuff that was a little bit more unique that you
absolutely.
wouldn't see everywhere else, the cookie cutter aspect of it. So I decided I wanted to do a tattoo flash series. And all of this over here is 100% powder. And the one in the middle is the last one we did. We started 2 series. We finished one. We wanted to do 5 individual versions of the same one. And then after they're done forever.
really? Okay.
We sold all 5 of them. I ended up getting this one back from the owner after my wife passed, so I wanted to be able to keep it.
Oh, absolutely.
And the Oni mask on the left and all this is 100% original artwork. The one on the left, the Oni mask, my tattoo artist is on that for me. He's got number 1 of 1, and that's number 2 of 5. Or excuse me, he got 1 of 5, that's number 2 of 5.
That's cool.
And then the piece on the right is my favorite quote from Albert Einstein is, "You don't fill until you stop trying.
It's a very good quote, too.
Yep.
And as a business owner, oh my God, how many times you get knocked down
Yeah.
and struggle to get back up?
Every day you unlock the door.
It never gets easier.
It
man.
never does.
It never does. I don't care
Never.
how good you're doing. There's
Right.
always another hurdle that's right around the
Yeah.
corner, and how you manage that is
Yep.
how you grow.
That's exactly right.
I've quit twice in the last 3 days.
Have you?
I have.
Have you?
Did you rehire yourself?
Yeah, my boss said, "Nick the crap out of here."
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what I tell everybody. So I keep hoping these boys will fire me so I don't have to come back.
I don't have anybody to blame. It's just me now. But yeah, we opened up in business January 2nd, my birthday of 2015. So it's coming up on what?
You're 11 and a half years
Yeah,
now.
11 and a half
Yep.
years. It'll be 12
Yep.
years next year.
That's awesome.
One of the things I did very early on, I've got a background in paint, and one of my favorite things about paint is you can take it and you can make it look really, really good. And you can work on it, you can massage it, you can buff it, wet sand, do everything you need to do. With powder, there's not those options. There's no touch-ups in powder. I wish there was.
Yeah, it's true.
So when I got into it, I started noticing little things about the process that I didn't like because I was trying to compare it to paint, and quickly found out about having materials made for us, powders made specifically for us with higher level pigments, higher quality level pigments, and a finer refining process, crushed multiple times instead of the standard 1 to 2. So when we started getting into that, again with a background in paint, when I first started this, all the blacks that I could find on the market, the gloss blacks, were dirty black. It was either brown black or gray black.
Yep.
And I hate that. I want to see a pure black.
Right.
So I was talking to my rep at Tiger, and was asking her all these questions, and she goes, you probably just need to talk to the lab. She goes, you're asking me stuff I can't answer. She goes, they'll be happy to talk to you. So she gave me their information. A couple emails later, I'm talking to a guy on the phone, and I'm explaining to him what I want. And we ended up coming up with, our first color was BLC Signature Satin Black. And we have it mixed to a higher ratio than a standard gloss black to fill that gap between normal standard and gloss. It's a beautiful finish, but it's a true black. The way you achieve that is having the highest possible concentration of a carbon in your powder and it still be able to flow out and leave a uniform, smooth surface. The second black we had produced for us was our murderous black. That's the darkest, blackest gloss black powder you can find. And I've got a rear end on my website that people go to. And,
Automotive rear end. We want to just
yeah,
make that
automotive
clear.
rear end. Yeah. But a lot of guys will call and be like, "Man, I want that chrome on that rear end." I'm like, "Sure, that's gloss black. That's gloss black at its finest. That's as good as it
Fools
can
'em,
possibly get."
Fools them.
So we went on down the line, and clear was the next problem. So we had them develop a nice, expensive clear for us. And over the years, started selling to other shops, and ended up coming out with a website, blacklabelpowders.com. And we decided to launch at the same time COVID hit. Unbeknownst to us, that's just how the cookie crumbled that day.
Perfect timing.
And we did really good with it for about 6-7 months until we ran out of everything we needed to produce everything here in the States for us. And we ended up having to let it go. So now I'm down to just having our 3 blacks produced for us, matte, satin, and gloss, and my clear. And that's all I have produced now. I've still got a powder room full of pigments that I can use to make different variations of colors and
So you can tint and shade your own powders and stuff a little bit? Or?
in a roundabout way, yeah. We call it
Somewhat.
stacking candies.
Okay.
So you just work backward.
Okay.
And that was one of the options that we had on our website was custom color matching and then custom color creation. We had a girl, she's I guess a pro mountain biker, really cool chick. She emailed us with one of these paint to order Bentleys that was a really killer purple fade, like a chameleon effect.
Wow.
And she goes, "You guys make this for us," and we come up with something that was spot on. And we started getting traction for being known for that. My powder mentor was, or currently is, the powder coater for Ken Diggett Designs, Bitch and Rod's TV show. And the main guy, Ken, he comes up with all these crazy colors, and his favorite thing is to paint match everything, including the frame to the body. Manufacturers, you know, some people's 1,000-pound buy-in, some people it's a 5,000-pound buy-in when you get a custom color made. So that's really not an option for somebody that's doing a one-off frame. Even though it's a very expensive build, you don't want to have that kind of money invested.
Right.
So we got to where we were really good at the people sending in paint samples and being able to break it down, being able to recreate it in powder. It may take us a while. The quickest one took us one afternoon. The longest one took us 6 weeks.
Wow.
But we got to watch all those unfold and be unveiled on TV, and that was pretty amazing. We ship powder all over the world. I still supply a few shops that are friends of mine, and one manufacturer here in Johnson City. But that's pretty much it. It was almost a full-time job in itself.
I guarantee it.
Running a tech line or having to explain why your finish doesn't look like mine. And I set it up to where it was retail only. It was not a hobbyist powder because, you know, they're quite a bit more expensive than the off-the-shelf powder you can order online. But I was trying to do that to keep me from having to run a tech line, because if you're a pro shop, then you should, you know, learn how to know what you're doing and not have to ask me 1,000 questions. And it didn't always work. It was a fun experience. I enjoyed it, learned a lot. I probably won't venture back into that anymore.
That's going to be my next question, if you're willing to go back.
It's just me now, man.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, 70, 80, 90-hour work week, 6, 7 days a week. That's
the short weeks, ain't it?
That's pretty average, man. It's some weeks worse. So there's only so much time in the day. And, as we were talking before the podcast, still trying to fill that niche, still trying to reinvest all the money that we make on the business to provide a better service for the community, and to be a better asset to the community.
Right.
I spent a ton of money on top-of-the-line Hunter wheel and tire equipment. So I've got the Southeast's largest capability to refinish, mount, and balance your wheels in-house, going up to a 34 by 16. And I've got people that drive
awesome.
10, 12 hours away to bring me their wheels and
'Cause
tires.
there's not a lot of that out there.
People can mount them, but they can't balance them, or vice versa. And it's I do a ton of big bore, like semi-truck wheels.
You have my attention.
Yeah. So this Friday is actually devoted all to tires. I've got a shop. I've got a shop sending a set of wheels from out of state. So that'll be my entire day Friday.
Good deal.
So,
Good deal.
But it's been an adventure, man.
I'd say even with the equipment, though, it's still, even though you got the equipment that's made to do that, it's still a job, ain't it?
Took me 7 hours to do the last set, and that was with a
guarantee
helper.
you.
But I don't just mount them and throw them on the balancer.
You
We
make sure they're right,
5 ounces on there. We match force balance. We massage the bead.
Right.
That's something I didn't know anything about before I bought the wheel and tire machine.
Yeah.
And I've changed thousands of motorcycle tires, but never really messed with the car thing. But in the beginning, that was always our goal, be a one-stop shop. And when we moved to this location, we thought we were going to have enough room to do a showroom and then be able to have a lift to be able to have people just drop their vehicles off, but we're not quite there yet. And I don't know that it ever will be, to be honest with you.
Probably just open you up a whole other set of headache right there is what that would do.
Well, I can't stress myself any thinner than
Yeah, I was like,
so it's, and
80, 90 hour a week, you know, you're going to go to 200 hour a week.
no, it's not fun.
No.
But I try to fill that niche for people that live in HOAs that aren't able to put their vehicles up on jack stands. But I've just not been able to figure out a way to do it yet.
Sure.
But in the beginning, it was really heartbreaking. You would spend, 3 or 4 days on a set of wheels, get them perfect, and then they get damaged before they even make it home to the customer's vehicle.
Yeah.
And, I had friendships with multiple shops, and all the bridges over time were burnt because it was, repeat after repeat. And I know you're only as good as the help you hire. Now, today, that is, near impossible to find good help, and that's the reason why I'm by myself.
Right.
Yep.
So it took me about a year and a half to figure out how to book and schedule for just one person. But I've got a good system now. Mondays and Tuesdays are my prep days. Sometimes going into Wednesday, and then I shoot Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sundays. Repeat the process and go.
Depends on the weather a little bit, or like the weather affect any of that, like as far as moisture in the air. Or do you have to keep any eye on that? I'll ask a lot of dumb questions about powder because I don't know a lot about it.
So after I refine the process for the powders and learned the limitations there, and was able to have products produced for us that would give me the results I wanted, I started seeing deficiencies in my system, deficiencies in the quality of my air, deficiencies in the temperature of my air.
Sure.
Summer times, I was lucky to blast for 35, 45 minutes at a time. And when I first started, I spent quite a bit of money on an American-made gun, Ingersoll Rand compressors and all that. And within the first year, I'd ran all that stuff in the ground.
Sure.
So here comes, the first big business loan. So now I use Kaiser compressors.
I was going to ask you what kind of air you were using.
Yeah, I've got a 10 horsepower rotary air center from Kaiser. And my paint background taught me that the after treatment, even though it's a fully contained unit, it could still be a little better. Mm-hmm. So I went with a regenerative Tsunami air dryer. It's got a separate 80-gallon tank that hides behind that compressor.
Wow.
So that compressor, it's amazing. It should have came with a bigger manual than it did, but you can go in and see my air when it comes out of the back of the machine is usually between 32 and 34 degrees. So I have the coldest, cleanest, driest air possible. And it makes a massive difference because in the summertime, it's if you try to shoot flake in the summer, it stacks instead of lays smoothly, or it'll have an irregular pattern. But all that's a thing of the past. Kaiser also designed my air management system for my blast room. I've got a Deucing diesel compressor, small one, but it does what I need to do. And but I can blast for 12 hours a day in the middle of summer,
and it just keeps on plugging.
It keeps on going. I've given out long before. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. That was going to be one question I asked. What type of air setup you had?
We found ourselves in a unique situation to help another business grow. Young kid came to me, I think when he was a sophomore in high school at Science Hill, and he was taking shop class or welding class or something, and they had a plasma table, so he started cutting out things and bending them and turning them into exhaust tips and getting me to powder coat them, and slowly that became a huge deal to the point where we were under contract for him for 3 full straight years, and it only left us about a half a week to a week on the schedule each month for local customers. And like we talked earlier with business, there's always hurdles and there's always lessons to be learned. It was a great experience, made a ton of money, but the quality of life was terrible.
Absolutely.
And that taught me not all money is great,
Yeah.
So free time with no money is hard, but no free time with money is pretty miserable.
Yeah, same. It ain't no better.
It's not, man. It's really not. But we got back to custom. They wanted us to move in with them. We declined. They started off from powder and house. We were able to get back to custom, be able to get back to artwork, be able to get back to taking care of things that take a lot of time to do. Like it takes me 4 days to turn a set of calipers around. Like if you bring me a set of Brembos off a new car or an old JDM car. And it's not that it's 40 hours worth of work necessarily, but it's all the attention to detail that has to go into it, protecting areas that need to be protected, chasing threads, cleaning up bolts, just all the little things. And I learned pretty quick early on how to rebuild them, so that's been a blessing. But it's been fun trying to figure out what the community needs and be able to offer that. And sometimes it's easier said than done.
Sure.
Well, some of the things I've seen that set your work apart from others is in the casting of things. Mm-hmm. When you do one, I mean, you take the time to level it out and you get rid of this section that's, a burr or slag or whatever.
Well slag, yeah.
And it's just like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that's the person that's coming to you to get that done. They want to see that, but a normal, everyday average person's not going to notice that.
Right.
But that attention to details is absolutely what sets you apart. Mm-hmm. And we've seen your work, and I mean, your jaw drops.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's great work.
And it's not just us. Everyone notices it, and they're just like, holy crap, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that paint background. Want everything to be perfect. Want everything to be as good as possible.
How do you throw that away? Because once you start something new, you can't go back, well, this is how you stack this, you put this, that, and the other. How do you separate that and then just concentrate on the powder setup now?
What do you mean?
Well, before, you sand something, you primer it, then you paint it, and then you start stacking. So It's totally different with powder coating.
Oh yeah, it's definitely different. Well,
You bead blast everything down with
so we chemically strip everything
Yeah.
first. If it comes in with a
Yep.
finish, it goes in the strip tank. If it doesn't go into if it's too big for the strip tank, then I either have to send it off to have it plastic media blasted, or I blast it in the blast room. But everything gets taken down to bare substrate. From there, it goes into outgas. Have you ever taken a torch to a piece of metal?
Oh yeah.
You know how it
The
sweats
impurities
right away. So
just come
that's
out of it.
The very first stages of an outgassing cycle. So the industry standard is 500 degrees for 1 hour. Over the last 11 and a half years, we've noticed that 500 degrees for 5 hours is the standard now.
Wow.
But I also run the business as a consumer, which doesn't really help my bottom line any, because I end up giving way more than I charge for.
Sure.
Just like a 5-hour cycle in the oven. Admiral Propane, I think, told me I'm their number one customer, and I wouldn't doubt it, because they're there every 5 minutes. It seems
They
like.
send you a Christmas card every year.
They sure do. They get invited to the cookout too.
Yeah.
What's the cure time like on just a standard color?
Okay, so today I did a set of 20-inch wheels for the little race truck out there. I found a set of OEM wheels
Did you?
on Marketplace that were priced right. Couldn't find anything I wanted aftermarket. So just to give those example, I stripped them, outgassed them, blasted them this morning. From there they go in. I wash them off, get them good and dry. Take them in there, blow them off one more time, one more visual inspection. I double coat all my standard colors, so you're basically powder coating it twice. So the first time I go in for anywhere from 10 to 12 minutes. Today I chose 10, cracked the door, noticed it hadn't gelled the way I wanted it to, closed the door 2 more minutes, and then went on to the next stage. But the final cure on those was 32 minutes.
Okay.
So it takes longer because you have to let it cool back down to room temperature so you can shoot that second coat. So there's on clean shop days or shooting days, production days, better said, there's a lot of sit around waiting, unfortunately. So I try to do prep, strip the next day's job. Today I was working those wheels, stripping everything for tomorrow. Did another set for a lady out of Kingsport in the same color, our matte black. But it's big set of wheels can be 45, 50 minutes, when you get into the real big crazy things, the heavier billets.
Yep.
Just all depends.
30 years ago, my first experience was doing some Volkswagen engine tin, just small sheet metal parts, and just either a gloss black or a matte black. And that was basically it. And then there was some stuff that looked like a grill that was like a black and gray combo, kind of a swirl.
Yeah, hammer tone probably.
Hammer tone. And now,
Vein finish.
Yep. And now you can stack. I've seen ton of stuff. Your videos are awesome. And you do
thank
on
you. Yeah.
your Instagram.
Yeah, social media side of it's pretty awesome.
You've got some
very good.
really
I need to put a lot more
good
time
media,
into it.
man.
I don't post hardly anywhere need to,
But those
It's hard to when you're
candy
busy on
colors,
everything else.
those candy colors and metallics and stuff, man, when those wheels are turning.
They flop.
I mean,
a
it looks
lot.
like it comes from Hollywood, your
Yeah.
productions.
That's
I mean, they're
that's what my goal is, man. Is as good as can possibly be.
There's a lot of flop in them colors, man. They do. They come to life. They talk to you.
on something like that. Is that multiple coats?
Yes, sir.
Like
For all my command finishes,
three,
are 3 to
four-
4 stage finishes.
okay, that's what I was wondering. You know what we're talking about earlier with
All
paint.
of them are built
you
off
know.
gloss black.
Wow.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So
As a base to begin with, and then you build from there.
unless it's a steel part, then I have to prime first.
Yeah.
Because if you don't prime, it's not going to work. Not going to last at all.
So
It's interesting.
for people listening that want to get something powder coated,
Sure.
what's the upkeep and maintenance that you recommend that they, to keep things look? Because most people here, they want to do it as a daily. They want to drive their trucks, and you've got brake dust and all those, road grime and everything, and even Armor All and the
that stuff's terrible.
and the silicone sprays that make them shiny.
Oh,
all that
makes my
stuff
job so
gets
hard.
in there and
Guarantee
gets
it.
on that finish. What do you recommend?
So
as
if
far
you
as
don't have it ceramic coated, the best thing in the world you can possibly use is original blue Dawn dishwashing liquid.
dishwashing detergent.
As
No
good as it
kidding.
gets. Hot water, a couple squirts of that, clean microfiber for each wheel, and you're golden. Now, if you have it ceramic coated, then you need to stick with whatever
Yep.
care schedule there is
Yeah.
for the ceramic coated parts. And I do suggest people get my gloss black ceramic coated because gloss black by nature, just like car paint, it's easy to scratch. And you see the hairline scratches and the clear it's over it.
Yeah.
One of the cool things that does separate our clears from others is you can buff it. You can buff it slowly.
That's what I was
Really?
going to ask.
Yeah.
Can you polish
It
that
won't
out?
yellow. It won't yellow. at
No
all.
kidding.
Just got to go real slow. Don't build too much
just
heat.
don't build the heat. Yeah.
Because anything over 230 degrees, it starts to reflow out, get hot again.
Interesting.
And then you lose over time. It heat cycles and it loses its brilliance and depth of finish.
That brings me to a good question. And I hate to back up and go backwards on this conversation, but kind of explain that to people listening if they don't understand the whole powder process. Like, how does it work? How does it stick? I mean, what you go through all of it, and then your temperatures, like, what does it got to be? How are you getting it to stick?
So I geek out on all this stuff, so this is great for me. Powder passes through a machine, and all powder coat is finely ground particles of plastic. Very, very finely ground particles of plastic. I meant to bring a little container of powder with me today so y'all could see. But it passes through a machine, and it gets charged with positive ions and electrons. And as it goes through, it is attracted to the grounded hook that's in my booth, and you can see it make the connection. And all the overspray goes on into the filters behind it. From there, all you're doing is relying on that electric charge to be able to maintain the powder on the wheel while you slide it in the oven. The heat encapsulates it, melts it, and gives you your final finish.
It hardens it.
Hardens it up.
So if you were to hit that with the air nozzle while it's stuck to the wheel, it'd blow it
gone.
off.
Yeah.
You start
It
all over.
blows it off.
Sneeze,
That's all it takes, just
Yeah.
a very little.
drop of sweat comes down.
Yeah,
it's
it's
over
gone.
with.
Yeah.
What about getting a run in the finish? Like,
Oh, it happens. But you got to use so much powder, it's not even funny.
it's gotta be
But I've seen-
heavy.
that's what I was wondering about. Because
Yeah,
in painting, you know how much to go and how to stack it.
That probably stays the same between paint and powder is just the application of it.
Rule of thumb.
It's just experience is what teaches you how not to get
Same
around.
angle of
Yeah.
approach on your gun. You never want to shoot anything straight
No
on.
straight on.
You have to crisscross your pattern if you're doing big flat panels, so you don't have striations.
Now,
in
does
the
that
final
work? Does that
finish.
do the same on metallics, like with paint and
Oh,
with
yeah.
metallic? Do you have to keep your patterns the same as far as spraying powder and metallic?
Yes, 100%. I do. I've come up with a good way to shoot wheels, so it's the same process every time. I don't think about what area I'm going to shoot first. I flip it around, shoot the back of the front lip, go all the way around, flip it around, shoot the back of the rear lip, spin it back around, and I shoot the rear side first. And what that does is allow that excess powder to go around the spokes and go ahead and start getting coverage in areas that may be difficult due to the Faraday cage effect, which is when two pieces of metal are too close. It's kind of like trying to push two magnets together. They repel each other.
Yep.
Same
Does not
thing.
want to go in there, does
It
it?
does not. And there's tricks for that. I don't suggest all of them, but when you're talking about runs, a lot of guys will shoot things hot that are very difficult to shoot so they can get good coverage. And it's called hot flocking when you shoot a part that's over room temp. And it does help with adhesion. But the problem is it builds so fast, unless you're very, very aware of that, very experienced with that, which I know guys that are. If you're not, you're going to see it in the final finish. You're going to have runs. It's just when I got into paint, when I got into powder, it was with the memories of paint and thinking that, okay, well, powder I can do in my basement. It won't be near as bad. It'll be a lot easier, a lot cheaper. And I was completely wrong. If anything,
That's
it's
a
been
big misconception
way more
that a lot of
expensive.
do-it-yourselfers
make
right
it
now.
easy.
Yeah.
They think, oh, just get a kit at Harbor Freight and do it at home in the oven, and I'm going to start powder coating wheels for $50 a piece for someone. You know,
I'll get this done before we need to put the meatloaf in the oven. It'll be all right.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. You see that too? Yeah, oven rack marks on the bottom of your intake.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
So if someone brings you some wheels that were previously powder coated or came that way, new, and they've got a lot of wear and tear and scratches and gouges and stuff like that, you're capable of do you just blast all that off? Or
So I make all my
is it-
repairs before blast.
Yep.
That way, once the repairs are made, you can't ever tell there was any damage.
Gotcha.
And we've saved quite a few wheels that are featured on the Instagram account that everybody first instinct would be, oh, those are scrap.
Yep.
But our friends at I'm drawing a blank on their name. I'm sorry.
I do it all day.
Dealership in Johnson City I work with, they took a trade in and the car was old. They couldn't find a good deal on a set of wheels to go back on it.
Sure.
They're like, you think you can save these? And I said, let me try. And Can't ever tell they were done.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of your
Yeah.
befores and afters, and that's awesome.
That
Yeah,
is
good
very
stuff.
awesome.
Yeah, well, I wondered if it was if you just chemically strip it or you
Chemical strip
blast.
first, then outgas, then I make any repairs. Even if they're not curb, we'll still pick up rocks, hit
Yep.
spokes, leave little indentions.
What's life expectancy on something under normal use?
Under
Just-
normal use, I offer a lifetime warranty against flaking or pilling. That's the two leading failures in powder coating. So that tells me if you bring me something that's been powder coated and the finish is falling off after a couple of years, that tells me inferior prep process and cheap powders.
Yep.
But I spent, God, last 13, 14 years trying to figure out the best approach to the prep process.
Yep.
And I've got two business mentors that help me a lot with the business side of it, and I've got two powder mentors from the beginning that helped me with a lot of it. And then I was in anybody's ear that would even listen to me. Like, hey man, how can we make this better? How can we fix this? What's the best setup for blast? How long are you able to blast in the heat? What kind of blast media are you using? So I went down a rabbit hole on
Does
blast
that media make a difference too, as well?
Yeah, so what I use is made by DuPont. It's their Star Blast, and it's designed for NASA's powder coated needs.
Okay.
So if NASA does, dictated to DuPont what their restrictions were and what they had to have out of it, I don't think I could come up with anything better.
Sure.
But that's all I use.
Early days was aluminum oxide, and I've seen coal slag, walnut shells, plastic media. So there's
Garnet.
there's different types of.
Oh, there's tons.
Yeah.
And they all yield different levels of finish.
Yep.
But yeah, the stuff I use is really expensive, like everything else.
Yep.
Yeah. Are you able to reuse any of it? I mean, as far as the way your blast set up, can you shovel up, fill it, and reuse it, or
6 to 8 uses out of it before it's done, and it's designed when it impacts, it fractures
Oh,
and
okay.
leaves
So-
4 sharp sides instead of 2. And then as it keeps going, I'll run it down till it's almost like talcum powder. And I
Yeah.
usually keep 300 or 400 pounds of that on the side in case I need a feather blast a set of billets
Okay.
or anything really, really delicate. I've got one customer in Arkansas. He makes all his diesel parts in-house out of 6061 aluminum. And the idea is he sends it to me and I ship it to his customer, but it looks like it came that way. It doesn't look like it's been powder coated. It doesn't look like it was blasted.
Yep.
So all that goes to, spending all the time on the parts, masking them up
Yep,
with painter's
preparation's
tape,
everything.
and then putting,
Yep.
putting a Gorilla Tape over top of that so it keeps everything from being blasted.
Yep.
no different in the paint world? It's all prep, ain't it?
Yeah, it's 100% prep. And the longer you spend in prep, the shorter time you spend spraying. So I just wish there were touch-ups. But
Yeah.
sure.
Sure. Yeah, I'd say so. That's one thing about it. There is no touching up of it.
No.
It's, and what's the temperature? What temperature do you cure that out at?
Most finishes are 400 degrees. I've got
Okay.
some that are 450. There's some ceramics that go for 5 or over. Most everything I shoot's 400. My powders are 385. You can drop down to 375 if you needed to. But I prefer a low and slow cure. But off-the-shelf powders are designed for generic use, to maximize your return on investment, and they want a shorter, quicker, higher cure time. So they're all done at 400.
400.
Basically, like for
Yeah.
production work or something in a factory or something, just shoot it and go on. Okay.
Now his work environment, you've been in the shop. It's well over 100 degrees on the coolest days outside.
Yeah.
It was 107 last night, 9 o'clock.
Yep.
That was only one oven going.
Yeah, that was only one. Your oven's gas fired or
My
they
big one's gas, my little one's electric.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of oven is it? I mean, like how big?
It's a 6 by 6 by 10, 6 feet wide, 6 feet tall, 10 feet deep. When we moved here, one of the things we wanted to do was buy a large enough booth and oven to be able to do frames.
Right.
But I can't prep one and blast it and prime it for what other shops are able to do a C10 frame for.
That's what I was going to ask you next. If you did
yeah.
frames.
I would love to.
Sure.
I've got a buddy in South Carolina that's going to be doing my C10 frame
Okay.
later this summer or sometime this fall. And I wish I could do it here. And he's offered to rent me his shop and let me do it there, but I trust him. He does the same thing I do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to have his work on that.
Oh yeah, that makes you feel better about it. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you say, "Hey, my buddy did this for me." You know,
Yeah.
you know, you're in the same
I'll do
business. It
everything
don't
else
matter.
on
You
it,
know,
but-
that don't matter.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that C10. I mean, you talked about the C10 a while back, but
So it's 1975 C10 Silverado long bed. I like them long. I like them low. I know everybody hates on long beds. That's fine. More
They
for
look
me.
killer lower down, man.
long bed does look good on the ground.
Oh, I think so. Laid out, laid on,
Yeah.
laying frame.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
doesn't get any cooler.
Right.
But I like my diesels lifted. So it's a toss. It's
Okay.
whatever. It's a long bed, custom frame built by Dwayne Morgan at Insane Hot Rods, a good friend of mine, like a brother. And that truck bounced around. We're on year 10 of building it, and it's one of those things where didn't want to go in debt for it, but I wanted to have a cool truck. It would be my forever truck.
Mhm.
So it was just pay as you go, put it on the side, saved up for about a year and a half for an engine, waited 18 months for the engine to show up. So it's finally in the final stages. It'll be done hopefully this winter, and it'll go to interior shop in Kentucky for a couple months. And it was originally supposed to be unveiled at SEMA in 22. Couldn't get the engine in time, and we had to back out of that. So one of the things I'm having to learn now is new goals, new dreams for the future going on, because things that used to be important to me, dreams we used to have together, are not there anymore. So
Right.
now I'm trying to create new
Sure.
things that
Yep.
that make sense. So I've kind of left it up to Dwayne as to what show he wants to unveil it at. But it'll the only thing original on is the cab at this point. Like I said, it's been to 3 or 4 different shops. I tried doing that thing where do the barter system where
Yeah.
I'm doing work for you already. You like my work. You do some work for
Yeah.
me. We'll do some
Oh,
trading.
yeah.
And that
That always
miserable.
backfires is what that does. That always seems to go backwards.
It really does. Even though my intentions were the
Sure.
best going
Oh,
in,
yeah.
it just, it wasn't reciprocal.
Right.
So we unfortunately had to start from scratch, tear it all down, and basically just left with the cab. Like it fell off the shop it fell off the rack at one shop.
Oh, no.
And destroyed the rear bed. So
Ooh.
it was cheaper to put a replacement bed on it
Oh,
than to
man.
rework all that, and it has a bunch of rust and stuff. So the cab's the only thing that's going to be original left, but it'll have full interior, 6-speed manual, T56, big 427 from Nelson's race engine, making 650.
Wow.
NASCAR spec rear end, full air rod, AccuAir, no stereo. Engine will be the stereo.
Just gonna listen to the tunes coming out of the pipe.
Listen to tunes.
Yep.
Yeah, no door handles, no
Be pretty slick.
windshield wipers, just show truck, but designed to be beat on.
Yeah.
And he knows how I like to drive, so
Yeah.
he's building it accordingly. But it's going to
That's
have
pretty cool.
a few things that he's wanted to do in the past for their customers, but they just didn't want to do or
Sure.
didn't want to pay for. So when we made the agreement for him to do this right, I said, make this your calling card, because he's got SEMA trucks, he's got T-shirt trucks,
Right.
stuff that he's had in magazines. But I said, I want this to be the one that you look back on and go,
Yeah.
man, that was awesome.
Kind of give him that full range creative
Yeah.
freedom on that, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's some of it's he had to talk to me for a little while to get me to shave the door handles and get rid of the windshield wipers, because I intend to drive the truck.
Yeah. Took a little convention,
Yeah.
but
Is he
Yeah,
out
he
of
finally
White
get it.
Pine?
Yes, sir. Sure is.
I've seen he's got like a orange sherbet or a neon green C10 that he's done years ago.
snake bit, got
Yeah.
a Viper engine.
yeah,
in
got
it.
the
Yes.
Viper engine.
Blue.
Yeah, I remember when that truck was built. Yeah.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah, I remember when that truck was built.
Yep.
He's an old soul, man. His level of metal work is pretty amazing. And I've got tons of friends that build killer trucks, but he builds my style.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was kind of what I was really after. Because I'll keep it forever, and it'll go to
yeah.
my son.
Yeah. That's cool.
That's incredible.
That's a
man.
very cool deal
Yeah.
right there. It's going to be a cool truck. You get it done. I'm
I
anxious to
think
see it.
I think so.
Like I said, I know me and you talked about it a while back. And I'm anxious to see it when it gets done. It's going to be cool.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
Not
Truck-
only do you, most of your work is in a percentage of is automotive related, but I've noticed that you do like lawn chairs and antique
I'll do anything if it's
gliders, anything like that. So anybody listening that's got something,
I like lights and running water. You know,
exactly.
Yeah.
I got
the whole
expensive
thing, you know,
habits.
yeah.
yeah, I've seen some neat chairs that you've just done.
Oh, we love doing the old
and those
chairs.
things have really skyrocketed in value,
Those
and they're
things have got
heirlooms
expensive.
now that
Yeah.
they're 40, 50, 60 years old, and someone wanting to get one of those done.
We do. We've done a ton over the years. I've got a set coming up, I think late July. But those things, if you get a matching set of chairs and a matching glider, the 3-piece combo goes anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 online.
Wow.
So people love them, eat them up.
I've got my grandparents. I'd love to have them. I'd like to tear them down and have them coated, but I've just not done it. We're still using them. I mean,
Yeah.
I still got them sitting out there at the house, you know.
I got a couple things from IKEA. So, but yeah.
To come in a box, you had to put it all
Put
together.
it together, yeah.
But when we do those chairs, we do both sides. So it's 100% powder both sides.
Yep.
So the two-tone carries through to the back side. Everything's rebuilt with stainless hardware. A lot of work.
Oh,
It's
they're
very
a
rewarding.
ton of work. Yeah.
It's very rewarding.
Yep. Just
These-
to step away from something that you do all week long, all year long, and then boom. Then,
Keeps it interesting.
yeah.
We had a lady that inherited her parents' chairs, and she brought them to us like her second year in business. And she got out of the car, walked around the side, and saw them sitting there in the grass waiting on her, and she broke out in tears.
I
Started
guarantee
crying,
it.
just bawling.
Yep.
And I was like, did we get the
Uh-oh.
wrong color?
You just
going
knew
on?
it was bad,
I
didn't
knew
you?
something was wrong.
Yeah.
She'll be able to pass those down.
Oh, yeah.
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 Because in that
Last
situation,
another.
those will last forever. Because, I mean, they're not going to get beat to death like they had been in the past. Not just painted, you know.
So I like to test on stuff too. But I've got a set on my side porch that we've done probably 7 years ago, and I sit in them every evening, you know, smoke while the sun goes down. My keys always scratch the same place, but I just want to see how they would wear.
Yeah.
But they're pretty cool. I really do enjoy doing them, especially little spring steel chairs and the button glider co.
I've got one of those, too.
They're awesome.
Yeah, I've got one of those, too. I got all kinds of weird stuff sitting out there. It's,
That's the cool
it's all
stuff.
stuff my granddad had.
Yeah.
You do much tractor stuff? You know, tractors are a big thing in this area, you know, and
Done a few restoration projects for some John Deere's. There's another one we did. It was pretty cool. I was trying to think of the name of it. I had Gravely.
okay.
Yeah, I did a Gravely tractor out of North Carolina. That was pretty cool. And it had a control plate on the bottom with all the, I guess, the switches and levers where you change gears and stuff like that. And we were able to create all that in powder.
Yeah,
So
that's
just
cool.
more stickers.
Nice.
Did the big logos and the powder.
For someone who has something that's heavily pitted, that's been sitting for
Yeah.
50 years outside and not really rusted through, there's a lot of metal there, but the pitting. How do you get that finish to lay down?
So I've got a high temp 2-part epoxy that my main supplier
Okay.
manufactures, and it's but like I said, it's a 2-part putty mixture,
Like a filler.
and it's like a filler. And
Yep.
you brush it on, and that stuff hardens like concrete. It's held to sand, but it's smooth and it looks good.
Yeah.
We've done that on a bunch of those old. Because
That's
a bunch of them have rust on the inner rail where they get clogged. There's some drainage holes, but they usually
Yeah.
end up getting clogged up with something,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
rust right there in the middle.
Yep.
We've had to cake that stuff on and create nothing.
Right.
Create something out of nothing.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't realize they made anything like that, like
It's
an epoxy.
expensive.
I'd say it is. I'd say that's not cheap at all.
It's not. And you're talking the whole day in the shop
Oh,
of
yeah.
getting it to cure, because you got to cure it. Got to put it on there, make it look good. And then the cleaner it is before you cure it, the easier your job is afterward.
The whole day making you question why you do that for a living. You know, it's just one of them
Pretty
things.
much. I've still got it dried on the floor.
Yeah,
from
you're like,
a year
golly,
ago.
you know, just, why do I do this? You know, you just keep.
I do find myself in some situations that I do question that.
I've had those days. You just stand here like, I'm going into fast food or something. This has got to be a better way to make a living.
But I kind of enjoy a challenge, though. I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
can't argue that.
why I'm doing what I want to do. Why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's
Right.
and I don't mind doing, lift kits and wheels and stuff like that, but you give me a little bit of artistic creativity, or you give me a color that you can articulate,
Yeah.
then we can try to turn it into reality.
Yep.
And my late wife was the brains behind the color matching.
Really?
She'd look at something and be like, it's these 3 colors, and go in order. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
Her artistic quality was a lot greater than mine. But it's been fun, man. It's been
Heck yeah,
been a
that's
challenge.
awesome.
I'm
That
just
is.
trying to do stuff that
Yeah, I'll say
wouldn't
just
think.
stepping outside the box. You know, just if you ain't making your brain work a little bit, there ain't no point in doing it. You know, if
No,
it just
it's
becomes
not.
monotonous, I mean, ain't no point.
No, it's
You know,
not.
that's like an old friend of mine, kind of the same thing, but it's not. But he'd always say you can't never get enough brain food.
No,
and,
you can't.
and you can't. You know, if you're not constantly learning or constantly trying something new, you know, what's
Being
the point?
challenged.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point? You know,
Right.
it just. Or if you're like any of the rest of it, just goes back to that whole ADHD brain. You know, I mean, you just.
But that helps.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I mean, that's been the story of my life. You know, it's like.
And I get in a situation now where I look at something, I'm like, that could be better. And I'll send pictures of it to the customer, be like, look, I've got your wheels done, but there's one I'm just not happy about. And if I can't put my name on it, then I want to redo it and try until I can give you the best possible finish with what I have to work with. They'll look at the picture and be like, man, I don't even see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, it's fine, don't worry about it. But my OCD says otherwise.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
I get it.
Makes for a long day sometimes.
It does. It can make you back up and question life decisions.
It wreaks havoc on my schedule, but I try to explain that to everybody.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, it's your name on it. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, it's got to be that. You know, and I get that a lot. You know, I just.
Well, custom takes time.
At the end of the day,
custom takes money.
Yeah, and people don't understand that. You know,
if you come up short on either, you're not going to be happy.
Oh yeah, people don't get that at all. You know, it's well, I'm sorry, I can't build you a whole vehicle for $300. You know, it's like, I mean, they don't get it. But.
I enjoy it. You know, spend 20 minutes sanding on the wheel before you blast it. Doesn't bother me at all.
Sure,
because I know that customer's worth it, and I want them to be able to feel good about their investment.
Oh yeah.
So it's and again, I run it as a consumer. What would I want?
Right.
And at the end of the day, the last question is, well, would I be happy with that on my vehicle? Absolutely, or absolutely not.
Right.
If it's not, then it doesn't leave till it's fixed.
Right. Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Yeah,
makes
I
a
think
huge
so.
difference. It really does.
You only get one chance to impress somebody.
Right. That's true. Very true. Yeah, that's all it takes.
Bad news travels fast.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It moves on pretty quick.
And I do find humor in that because people get McDonald's 1,000 times to get it right, but they'll give small business once.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
Or
McDonald's.
they'll voice their opinion when they've never even done any business with you, or
Right.
even spoken to you. They've just heard, well, I heard so and so, blah blah blah. But yeah,
There's
you know.
teams.
Oh yeah,
You know,
they
people
do. They
support
gang
that
up
shop.
on you.
They don't like this shop. And I'll work with anybody.
That's what keeps us, digging in and doing the next one just a little better.
Right.
Yeah, I'm first and foremost a fan of good work. I don't care who does it. I don't care who does it.
Yeah,
I just want it to be good. I want the customer to be taken care of. The customer's needs are met and they're happy, man, I'm happy for them. So it's my old powder coater was high tech in Pine Flats. So when I first got into it, they were new. They were having some issues. I decided I wanted to get into it for myself. We ended up becoming his competitor, quite a few years later. And now he and I are friends. He sends me calipers and two-tone work. He has no interest in. I send him frames. So it works out good.
What's the craziest, most obscure, out of left field thing that you've ever powder
See,
coated?
Tommy just stole my question. That's what I was sitting here thinking.
Let me think. That's a good question. A lot of the craziest one. Probably an entire kitchenette for a little 50s tag-along camper.
Oh,
Really?
Tiny little sink like this, and
Yeah.
a little stovetop just a hair bigger than that, and
I got a buddy out in
cabinets for it.
Oklahoma that restores these. Rob the Rebuilder.
Yeah.
Rob Biggins. He's a good dude, and he's all about this kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
He builds them, tears them down from the frame, comes all the way back with them, and he has all kinds of requests.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Those
stuff.
50, 60 things are really
A lot
neat.
of sentimental stuff. I did a fire cart for a lady a couple of years ago, and it was like a hose transport reel system that you just pushed out into a field or down the street and hooked up to another.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty cool.
That's interesting.
You do many of these gas pumps and stuff like that.
I've done a few. We did a lot in the very beginning. I had one customer that was buying and selling them like crazy, and we got into doing those. A lot of Coke stuff for a little while.
Yeah, I bet so.
Everything kind of comes in waves.
Right. I'm say Coke kind of comes in, comes out. Yeah.
Pedal cars and
Those are really cool,
those
pedal
things.
cars.
Yeah. It's pretty neat. That's good, man. You got a broad range of things there.
Well, that's the thing. You never know. You never know. You don't ever want to know what's coming through the door.
No,
you know,
every day's different,
Yeah,
man.
every day's different.
Every
You
day's
don't
different.
want to know what the next project is. That is cool. Like on your stencil work stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing that? Like, as you just said, the powder will fall off real easy. So how hard is that to lay down a stencil and change colors on stuff? And
So once we got good at doing calipers,
oh yeah,
with all the graphics being done in powder, so that was three different colors on that one:
Right.
white, black, and then red on the side. But basically, we got really good at doing calipers, doing logos on that, and we had a desire to do artwork. And basically, it's you work in the negative, so you build it up from the bottom. So like the one on the far right started with a white base, which is a color we used to make. If you take that out in the sun, it's got real blue pearl in it.
Really?
It'll kind of shimmer, but if you look at it straight on, it's white.
Right.
Wow.
And started with that, built black over top of it, and then we added the red. And each one is a very fine, detailed, controlled dance that you have to do with the oven, because if you get it too hot, it damages your stencil material, your weed material.
Sure.
It took a lot. And there's residue that's left behind. You know, you got to learn how to clean that up.
I guarantee it.
None of these powders are fully cured, so they're very temperamental.
Oh, gosh.
Hands are dirty. Drop of sweat off the nose or the forehead. It's all over. Being able to place everything exactly the same way every time. I sold my last base and amp to a guy in Greenville and turned around and used that money for a good vinyl machine.
I was going to ask you, do you do your own
Yeah, I
vinyl
have to.
okay.
I had a guy in Johnson City that was doing it for me in the beginning, but I make a lot of mistakes. So
I get
like
that.
when I do calipers, I'll cut 8 graphics, even though I only need 4. And sometimes I have to go back because I'm bad about getting out the calipers and measuring the distance from top to bottom, left to right, making sure they're spot on. Because there's nothing worse than seeing a badass car, killer calipers, and that Brembo logo's caught to the side.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's terrible. But learning how to be able to do clean lines, getting all that pulled, not having anything jagged, is just years of experience.
Sure.
Yeah,
That's what it takes.
How many hours do you think you've got in just like this piece here?
Oh, the one on the right, probably 6-7 hours of shop time. Probably 2 hours computer time, weed and graphics, measuring everything. The background was inspired off a set of hot tops I wanted as a kid. I was a skater as a high school kid, and there was a pair of these Vans or Airwalks one that had that pattern on the side. I was like,
You ever
man,
have
I'm
any
gonna create
vision of
that.
streetwear?
I had the T-shirt.
Me too. You know, I almost wore it today.
Did you really?
Yeah, it's all faded out.
Oh,
You
it's
should have
awesome.
had it anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That'd been pretty cool.
yeah.
The koi fish, that one was a lot more detailed. Because once you do a partial cure, you bring it out, you let it drop to a specific temp.
That's what I was going to ask you.
And
If you
now
had
you
to
got
do
to start
that.
weed and everything super nice
Yeah.
and easy. You can't leave anything back. If you leave anything back, you're going to have charred remnant of
Yep.
whatever that vinyl material is. We've done signs for podcast studios that hang up, which I thought was pretty cool. The artwork.
I think he's dropping a hint at us, Tommy.
I mean, if you guys want to sign, let me know.
I think he's dropping a hint.
Sign for a tattoo shop I'm working on now.
That is very
It's
cool.
really-
There's a lot of work goes into that, man. It's just unreal the amount of work.
But when most people think powder coating, they don't think this.
No.
So
Yeah, that I'm speechless. I mean, I didn't even know you could do that with power. I was like,
Right.
I didn't in the
Wow.
beginning.
I mean, that truly is a work of art. That's just unreal.
But we had the world's first multi-tone camo in all powder.
Really?
Did woodland camo, urban camo, and Young Dolph camo, which is a rapper. And he's got his own special
That's very
color
cool.
signature. Did the first QR code in all powder.
No,
wow.
doubt.
Yeah, that was pretty
That's
cool.
wild.
Yeah,
That's
I've
neat.
got the world's second one hanging in the shop now. That I
That's
take it with
pretty
me when we used to do a lot of shows, but since I lost her, it's really hard to do shows.
Yeah.
My best friend got sick on me, so he's not able to help me. So probably be doing a whole lot of shows this year. But yeah, you take it to the show. Everybody wants a business card. And I've got those too, but it's real easy for them to use that phone,
Just scan it, and there you
it's
are.
right in there.
Right there.
That's pretty cool.
Is hydro dipping still a thing?
It is. Yeah. I get calls for it every once in a while. I don't know anybody in the area that does it.
Right.
Don't know much about it, but that's.
Is it cleared after it's applied?
I
Or
think some of them are.
that's what I was.
Yeah. I think to do it right, I think you have to clear it, because otherwise it
Probably.
doesn't hold.
Probably so. Yeah, I don't know much about that stuff either.
I've got a compound bow that is
I've done a few of those too.
camo, and it's really neat.
Yeah.
And I wondered, how the process of that? How do you get down in each little crevice and crack?
It was fun.
Well, what's the hardest thing you've ever had to powder coat then?
The hardest thing, hands down, will be our Patrick wheels. They're on my Instagram. You pull it up. I got it saved at the top right hand corner. So, a customer of ours came to us and said, "I want Patrick from SpongeBob on my wheels." And he had a 5-spoke wheel. It's perfect design, 3-piece wheel. Couldn't be any better wheel for what we wanted, for what we would need. So I said, all right, let me figure it out. So my wife and I talked about it for literally 2 years at lunch every day. And she was always the one that would come up with a reason why my idea didn't work. And I would give her this approach, and she said, no, because it's not going to work because of X, Y, and Z. I'd be like, damn, okay. So I go back to the drawing board. A couple of days later, we'd come back, talk about it. And slowly but surely over those 2 years, we figured out every problem, and we wrote it down. And I'm big on taking notes. I take notes on everything. If I don't write it down, it doesn't happen. So I keep a journal in the shop, a backup on the laptop in the shop. Every cure cycle, the daily temps, humidity readings. I get super OCD about it because I want to be able to track. If something fails, why did it fail?
Yeah,
what happened
know
that
where it
day?
started.
What were my temps? What were my cures times? So using those notes that we had accumulated over 2 years, we were able to take a week and try to do it. Well, that week turned into being 2 weeks. But each face is Patrick. We found the perfect metallic. It's like a real light baby pink almost. But it's got a real fine gold metallic in it. That's his main body. He's got white for the back of the eyes. The eyes are trimmed out in black. Each pair of shorts is different. The pattern on each wheel is different. And the owner of the wheel has big old Hello Kitty tattoo right here. So me being given the freedom, artistic creation, we decided to give one of the Patricks a Hello Kitty tattoo on that left bicep, just like the owner does.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Wow. So it ended up taking us 2 weeks to do it. Didn't charge enough, obviously, but it was just to be able to turn something in that started as a just a Hail Mary dream,
just an idea,
and be able to turn into reality. And after my wife passed, he gave me one of the wheels, and he gave my son one of the other ones.
That's
so
cool.
I've got it in the shop now. So
Very
it's on
cool.
display.
Very cool.
Wow.
That's pretty rad. Right? I'd say that was a lot of work.
That's
I couldn't
terrible,
imagine.
I learned more about Patrick than I ever knew possible, man.
More than you ever wanted to.
And then the lip is a beautiful blue that we were able to create. The way the ocean looks and that glimmer, when you catch it just right, it's got a bit of gold, that deep blue.
Bikini bottom blues.
Yeah, that's what we try to call it. But it was a cool process, man. But that's probably the
Most challenging.
most thought out. Of course, all this stuff was a pipe dream, before we had the vinyl machine.
Right.
And once we got it and I learned how hard it was just to cut clean graphics, it's like, well, we know it's another process we got to learn. So trying to be self-sufficient, not turn outward for anything. The only thing I have to outsource now is plastic media blasting, which eventually I'll probably have to do. But everything we do now is in-house.
Something else. I don't know why. I just keep thinking of random stuff. But like you were talking about some of those little gliders and stuff.
Yeah.
What's the, like, I don't know, lack of a better term here, elasticity, flex rate, whatever that powder has, like can be?
Oh, yeah, it's great. So I do a ton of coil springs for lifted trucks.
Right, like a coil spring. Yes, like what, I've always
25
wondered that
inches
on like a
tall.
coil spring, like what it's.
So if you have your prep dialed in, there's no holes in your prep, and your cure schedules are perfect, and your partial cure schedules are perfect, you'll never have any issues out of that. So they flex, they do great. Done a lot of motorcycle wheels, dirt bike wheels, where I just tell the guys to make sure your spokes are true before you come, because once they're powder coated, we're not disassembling it. So the true the wheels, bring it to me, never had any issues. But it all goes back to the prep.
Sure, I guarantee it does.
Yeah.
But I wondered about that. Like, if you had it, how much flex did it have,
Quite a bit.
before? Yeah.
I've got a display wheel now. It was a custom pink my wife came up with, and I've tried to replicate the color, but I can't figure it out. And
Yeah.
It was my best friend's wife's wheels, and she had a incident where she ran off the road and dropped off the curb and bent that wheel terribly on the inside. Powder held up fine. No chips, no cracks, no
Wow.
nothing. So
That's interesting. I wondered about that.
I'll tell you another story. We've got a Driveline Plus up in Illinois. They do a lot of SEMA trucks, and the first truck that we did for them for SEMA was for horn blasters, and they brought down like a 26-foot enclosed trailer, left it with us for a week. We loaded everything back into the trailer, wrapped it up in blanks to protect it as good as could, and they ended up coming across a brake check in Kodak on the way back home, and he locks the brakes up and ends up in the median, and he goes, man, my heart's sinking because I got this SEMA truck. There's no time to redo it. I know everything's going to be torn to hell when I pull over. And him and his wife get back on the road, pull off to the side, and they start unwrapping everything, and there's no issues. He gets the same build on home, and they're putting a cross member in it, and it fell. Something happened, bolt wasn't all the way in, and it fell and bounced off concrete. And he called and told me, he said, man, not only did it survive the car wreck, but it also survived falling off the bottom of the truck and didn't dent it. Didn't even phase the finish. So I believe in prep. I believe in quality materials.
Well, it's like we were talking about with paint work, prep's 95% of it.
Yes,
I mean, prep's not right. It's not going to stick. It's not going to be right. So,
and that's the easiest place to cut costs.
Sure.
One of the things that separates me from other shops, I feel like, is as a consumer, I want to know what I'm paying for and that it was actually being done. So if I do your wheels for you, when you come pick your wheels up, you'll get them stripped. You'll get pictures of them outgassed. You'll get pictures of them blasted.
documented along the
and
way.
then you'll see primer base if it's a steel part. So I geek out on it, and I hope others do as well. And I've got some people, they build, 3-ring binders of their build. And to be able to have that documented process, it means a lot to them, especially for something sentimental.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. The documentation side of it means a whole lot.
I think so.
We try to do that with a lot of stuff comes in out of here. We'll try to document along the way. I'll get the pictures to them, whatever needs to be done. We try to keep it documented.
Yeah.
But that's important, I feel like.
That and communicating with customers, letting
Right.
them know what's going on. If
Right.
something's happening, just let them know.
Right.
So
Oh, yeah. That's very true.
I find if you do what you say when you say you're going to do it for the agreed upon price, then you can't lose.
Right.
So
Oh, yeah. That's a very good point. Very good
Has anyone ever asked, because now you can mail order everything for a C10 truck. I mean, you can start, like you said, just with a cab and everything else. Has anyone ever wanted you to powder coat a vehicle?
Oh, yeah.
Like the entire thing and then them assemble it? Is that possible?
it is. I would suggest if we're going to do body panels, I have them plastic media blasted first, because my blast setup is really designed to etch
Yes.
a white blast on metal.
Yep.
So I wouldn't use just strip paint like on the car behind you, just because I don't want to warp your body, building up heat. So plastic media blast would definitely be the way to go for that. But yeah, we can do it piece by piece if it fit in the oven.
Yep. Wow.
That would be kind of cool.
One piece at a time.
One piece at a time.
Yeah. That would
What's
be
the
neat.
mill thickness on stuff like that?
One stage is the equivalent of a sheet of notebook paper.
Okay.
So it's 3-stage finish is primer, base, clear top coat, 3 sheets of notebook paper. One of the things I also enjoy working on things too. So motorcycle parts, it helps to learn how things come apart and go back together so that you don't create more problems after it's done and over with. Just little nitpicky things that make your experience better when you get it home.
Right.
And again, making the part look like it was brand new and came that way. Doesn't look like it was blasted. If it's an old part, there's not a lot you can do to get around that, because you still have to clean it up. You still make it look good.
I was wondering about that too, like what the thickness was on that, if that, was any different really than paint, as far as how all that went.
Thinner's always better.
Sure.
So that's why I do like a double base coat on stuff. Like my clears, I just do one time. And like when I do candies, I'll do a flake base, candy mid coat, and I go in. And I'm a little heavier on my clear than probably most people would, but I want it to look like it's deep enough to swim in.
Yeah, you want to be able to feel like you can stick your hand in it.
Yeah.
Just like you would on a paint job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, you want to be able to see yourself in it.
Right.
There's magentas and purples and blue metallics that you've done on those big wheels, man.
I
Just-
love
They look
you
good.
look like you could just jump right in it. I mean,
That's the
they're
goal.
neat.
it's neat.
That's
They
the
are.
goal.
They're
Yeah.
deep. Of course, I like any kind of metallics and flakes anyway.
I do too, man.
Yeah,
I'm a flake junkie.
Yeah, I like them. One of my favorites.
That's one thing I do want to get back to. If I had the room for one more piece of equipment right now, it would probably be a small motorcycle paint booth, just so I
Do
can
some
go back
custom
to
bike stuff.
I used to paint race plastics back in the day.
Oh, yeah?
For track bikes, and I had to get Dwayne to shoot my race plastics for
Right.
my bike now. But I want to do that creative side too, where do all your logos but do them in paint, same way like Ducati does from the factory. Be able to do helmets, one-off helmets
That'd
for
be
people.
cool. Helmet side would be awesome.
I think helmets would be awesome.
Yeah. So is that your background? A lot of it was motorcycle?
Anything goes fast.
Is anything that moves on its
Motorcycles
own power?
primarily, but
Don't
anything
matter.
that goes fast and gets you in trouble.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I was wondering about that whenever you start talking about that, if that's what maybe got you into some stuff there, if
Yeah.
motorcycles. And you still ride, though. I mean,
yeah, I do. My plan was to start racing in 24, just club racing, CCS and where. But it's increasingly difficult to get away from the shop. So
Oh, yeah,
now
it's hard to do.
if I can get to the track once or twice a year, I'm happy. My son and I go ride in the mountains. We don't ride on the street. We trailer everywhere we go. It's cheaper on tires.
Oh, yeah, I guarantee it.
Saves you bail money from going to and from.
Right. And you ain't got to worry about every idiot on the road running over you.
Getting ran over. So
Yep.
take it to the mountain, and we found a stretch of road that we practice at a lot, and it kind of mitigates most of the risk. You still have to worry about other people around you, but you don't have intersecting driveways or streets or businesses or gas stations or anything like
Right,
that.
that
'Cause
means
people
a
just
lot.
don't see you.
No, they don't. Too many distractions. That's why I know too many people to quit riding because of that. And I can't blame them. I wouldn't want to be on a bike right now either. I don't think on the road.
Well, before we started the business, I sold everything, man, and all I had was a motorcycle. I rode a motorcycle year round. It was terrible. I hated it. But wanted to buy equipment, wanted to be able to start this business.
Well, you had a dream, I mean, it just you had to chase that. I get that.
And I had so much windshield time that, I was able to think about how I wanted to go about doing things and research it and think it to death.
Yeah.
But it took that obsession and that desire to nitpick everything, pull it apart, see how the sausage is made, try to make a better sausage, so to speak. But it's been worth it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's
Well,
not easy.
Are you like a lot of guys wish you'd done it sooner in life?
I do, but I probably wasn't ready.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who I am now is not where I was 15 years ago.
Everything happens for a reason. Timing works out right on everything. Yeah. That's exactly right.
Different phases of your life, man, brings you different things.
Yeah, and I think, we're like snakes, where if you can't shed your skin, you're never going to grow.
Right.
You're going to die.
You have to constantly re-evolve.
But I also had to have a lot of bad experiences with other businesses before I knew how I would want to run mine.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nobody ever told me. It's like, hey, man, you can grow up and run your own business one day. When I got into this, I was literally trying to make a $400 payment each month. I had never planned on quitting driving a truck. I hauled steel out of Knoxville.
Did you?
Made decent money. Was home every day. My wife was a nurse. She made great money. Home every night. But we both wanted more,
Yep.
And for some reason, there was no other option but this. Like, it was just, I knew this is what I was going to be doing.
That's pretty awesome right there.
Well, they say that the two most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you figure out why. So, and I'm not saying this is what I'm going to do forever, but for right now, man, I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be, doing what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, it covers what you're supposed to be doing right now.
And even, like the shop that we bought, it's sat empty for 2.5 years. Found it. It's got 2 shops, 3-phase power. The small shop's my prep shop, so that's where the blast room is. All the welding, grinding, sanding gets done over there. Once it's done and completely ready to go, then it comes to the clean shop. That's where all the ovens are in a big booth.
Yeah.
And everything we've got now is all commercial grade, like RTS booth, GEMAs.
What type of gun do you spray with?
I use a GEMA.
You use GEMA gun?
Yeah, powder coating originated in Europe, and the best technology still comes out of there. I tried to buy American made first. I've quickly found the limitations, and literally the first set of wheels I did with the new GEMA was a game changer.
Hands
It wasn't
down, wasn't it?
near as difficult. But when you start doing 2 and 3 tone work, then your problems change. And
How hard is color change on Not bad, or
15 minutes for me to clean the gun. I do white once a month, light colors, sometimes every 6 weeks, depending on demand. I'm not a shop that'll do white on Monday, pink on Tuesday, go back to white on Wednesday.
Right.
I don't want my white to look like Fruity Pebbles.
Right.
I want it to be clean.
Yeah.
So it takes me a solid 10 to 12 hours by myself to clean the shop top to bottom.
That's what I was fixing to ask. How long it take to clean up? How often do you have to? You strip everything down, clean it.
So whenever I go back to white, so every 4 to 6 weeks, during the pandemic, we couldn't get shop vac bags. So I ended up having to buy a floor machine, to go through and mop and scrub and suck up all the water. So that's been a game changer. So I run that pretty frequently, shop vac to floors every 2 or 3 days, Wow. But anything that gets left for any length of time in the powder coat shop, I ask to stay there until it's time to clean, because even though I've got a really high-end expensive booth, there's still powder floating around everywhere outside.
Things that linger around.
Yeah, so if you're worried about your silver looking perfect, you don't want to go move a bunch of stuff on the counter that's been sitting there for a couple of weeks. So everything has to get picked up, wiped down, vacuumed off, get the ladder off, claw on top of stuff. It's a lot of work.
Oh yeah, guaranteed it is.
But it's worth it.
Oh yeah, at the end of the day it is, just because it's going to come out right.
Yeah, but the prep shop stays a mess. There's no battling it.
That's why it's a prep shop.
I don't let anybody in there.
Just keep the door closed. It'll be all right.
There you go.
Earlier, you said that powder coating was originated in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know about what time frame was it?
If I'm not mistaken, it was in the 50s. The early 50s.
Okay.
And then it made its way to the States sometime in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And then DIY stuff didn't start hitting until early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s.
Right.
And now you can go buy a gun at Harbor Freight for $100. And use your wife's oven.
Yeah.
Pull the casserole dish out, throw your valve covers in.
There you
It's
go.
no
You
problem.
ever run
no
any
problem.
parts through a dishwasher?
I have not. No, I've not done that. No, never done that.
Intake or carburetor or something? Valve set of valve cover.
washer. Really would.
Might not be a bad idea.
Big hot tank. Yeah.
I would like to have a good washer like that. That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Till then, I'll just go pay somebody else that's got one.
We do a lot of LS blocks too. That's
I'd
one of the
say-
things I ask people to have them hot
Yeah,
tanked
get 'em
twice
tanked before they bring 'em.
Twice
Twice.
before you bring them. And then it goes through a real lengthy process. It takes me about 3 weeks to turn the block around because I
I'd say a
outgassed it
block is
so
a
many
lot
times.
of work. A block would be a nightmare. I'd feel like
They're
trying
fun. So I got a hold of a machine shop, had them cut some plates that I can use existing holes and mount the plates to make
Really?
blasting easier. I'll still mask off
Sure.
and do the protection, but it makes it a lot quicker.
That's a pretty good idea right there.
Yeah.
That's big help.
I did my OS on the C10 for the first, second engine swap. And I wanted to beat on it because I wanted to see how I was going to handle before I offered it to anybody
Oh
else.
yeah.
It held up great, man.
Good.
Did our version of Candy Chevy Orange.
Okay.
I love Chevy Orange, but I also love candy. So
Yeah.
I thought how cool it'd be to have a candy
Nice.
orange intake and
Oh, yeah.
all the little add-ons that you can bolt to them.
Yeah. That's pretty rad right there.
I like it.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. I'd say a block would be an absolute nightmare.
It's
Golly,
terrible,
they're
especially
big.
diesel blocks.
Oh, I'd
So
say they're
dirty,
even
man.
worse. Yeah, they're
So
even
dirty.
worse.
But I outgassed them multiple times, blast them multiple times after each outgas. That's a lot, but it's pretty cool when you're done.
I guarantee it. Guarantee
Did
it.
one that turned into a coffee table for a guy.
That'd be pretty wild.
Yeah.
It would be wild. I've got a diesel block, but I ain't gonna do no powder coating on it. I'm going to tell you that much. It's gonna be lucky if it just gets cleaned up really good and
There you
painted. You know,
Yeah.
got some parts on it that had to be coated, but I ain't doing the block.
Say when.
Say when.
Say when.
Say when. He's ready.
I'm hungry, man.
That's right. That's
Motorcycle
right.
tires are expensive.
That's right. Bike tires ain't cheap, are they?
No, I can get about 300 miles on the rear right now, and that's it.
That's probably pretty good. That's about what everybody gets, ain't it? Well, they get less. I'd say a lot of them get a lot less. Get a lot less. I'd say some of them do.
I need a tire sponsor bad.
There you go. Here you go. You heard it first right here. This guy needs a tire
please.
sponsor.
Please.
That's right. He even asked pretty please right there. I mean, come on. It don't get no better than that. All right, Tommy. Is it time?
It could be.
Well, you can go ahead and kick us off with that if you want to.
Appreciate
Go right
you having me.
ahead. So at the end of the week or the end of the day, you ever have just something that's just been eating away at you? When you had enough of the day or the week, do you ever just want to pop the top on
I
them?
love Dr. Enough.
They are actually pretty good.
They are good. I'm gonna open mine too.
We have
I've been sipping on mine.
we
since I
have the
spilled my
shorty
coffee.
bottles today.
Well, we had to end up with shorty bottles because I did see a note that said that Dr. Nuff's having a glass bottle shortage. So we're in the shorty bottles right now. So apparently nobody's making big bottles right now. I don't know what the deal is. Somebody else probably knows what it is. I don't know.
Now,
I just bought what I could find.
When I was a kid, you could pick bottles up and take them back, and they would give you like a nickel for a bottle.
Yeah.
And they would recycle them back then.
Yeah.
So, maybe they need to bring back recycling Dr. Enough bottles.
There's been enough. They could probably go around about every road sign, stop sign in this county and find enough of them. Everybody likes to throw them at stop signs, road signs. I'd say they'd appreciate them picking them up.
I think they threw some shotgun shells through a couple of those times too. There's a couple I've seen that.
I may have seen your work.
Yeah.
Yep.
There was a road sign out there at the house. I can't even remember really what it said. It was something at the edge of my property.
Is it the one that was missing?
No. Well, I mean, it's gone now. I don't know who took it down. But
It's hanging in a barn over on.
I wouldn't doubt it. But, man, you could be laying in bed back there and you'd hear somebody, boom. You'd hear it hit and they throw a bottle at it. Go out there next morning, there's trash everywhere. Tommy probably knows what. Tommy may have been the one throwing it at it.
I actually made a call to a friend. You know where the barn is with a big American flag painted on the top of them out at the Ward Farm? One of the boys, he's no longer with us, passed away. He took a firearm to that one night, and it just kind of stayed there on the road for years. And his brother wanted to get that sign, and got a buddy that works with the road department, and
Made it happen.
made it happen. for
Made
him.
it
So
happen.
it's hanging there in the barn.
That's all you know.
So what have you had enough of, Tommy?
This week, really nothing, man.
Whoa.
I'm good.
Jot this down. Tyler, make note of this. Tommy's had nothing to have enough of so far.
I'll tell you why.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Who is she?
Man, I got a video sent to me the other night the other day from the other night.
This is almost a family show. Be careful, Tommy.
I thought they were gonna ban that song, and dang if they didn't send me a video of it. And
Sent you a video of
and then
being there watching it, didn't they?
Yeah, and then today when I got in the truck to start it up, it was on the radio again.
So you still had enough of what you had enough of last
I
week.
have, but
He ain't got over last week
I
yet.
think it went back up on the charts again. I think it's back up there, but
Poor Tommy. It's going to drive him crazy.
But other than that, no, I'm good so far this week. So far, so good.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. I'm fine. I ain't got nothing to gripe about. Maybe next week.
Yeah.
How about you, Victor? You got anything this week that drove you crazy?
I can't complain.
You probably ain't been out of the shop enough to have anything drive you crazy.
First time this week.
He ain't seen daylight till he come down here today.
No, unless I go outside to greet a customer.
There you go.
No, I can't complain, man. Today's a new day to get up and try again. Do better than
Right.
yesterday. And
Right?
most importantly, tomorrow will be a better day.
Get out and get it. Yes, sir. Don't stop trying. That's
Just
the main
gotta
thing.
show up.
Yep.
I think by the end of the week, we'll all be, we'll had enough of this heat wave we've got.
Yeah,
you know.
it's fairly
It's going to
warm.
be up upper 90s all week.
But it's snowing in Montana. I did see that. It is snowing out there next to Yellowstone there somewhere. out in
That's
Montana.
crazy.
I mean, they can keep that. I'd just soon be sweating. But
I would too.
I'll take the sweating
interest
over
in
cold.
winter.
You ever been
Yeah.
snowboarding?
I have not.
Have
I'm not
you?
a.
Tried
I'm not
once.
much of a snow guy or cold weather guy. I'm not a big cold weather fan at all.
That's the reason it stopped me once.
With us having a
solid
skating
tube.
background,
Yeah.
I thought,
Yeah, I thought it'd be great,
I could master this, but it's totally opposite of
Not
that.
filling your hands or your nose for any length of
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Not the greatest.
Yeah, not my thing. Not a winter sports kind of person.
No, I'd love to go south for the winter.
I get that. I understand why people do that. I really do. I mean, I can see why they'd move to South Florida or Arizona or Southern California or somewhere during the winter.
Well, I feel like I'm a high mileage 51, so I got a lot of dumb activities I partook in when I was younger, and I'm paying for now. So
You're not on Geritol yet, are you? I'm looking for a
Tommy's
source
gonna sign
to
up.
get some of those. I ask everyone that comes on if it's even still available.
Get you some
I keep
Geritol.
just on caffeine and nicotine.
I hear you.
Just throwing the Geritol over here, huh? They may-
Anybody that wants to find you out there, how can they
Super easy to
locate you?
find. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me at blacklabelcoatings.com.
All Black Label on
Yeah,
all
all
of them.
Black Label, or you can look me up as Victor Pate on Facebook. Super easy.
Yep. If
Got
you
it
just
right
want
there.
to marvel at some awesome work, get
Thank
on
you.
his Instagram
Yes,
page
sir.
and
Get
just
on it,
scroll
check it out.
back and just
Appreciate that.
scroll. You'll be
Keep
amazed at some
looking,
of
and
the
there's
finishes that
everything
he's
you
got
see is
here.
going to be good. Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely at the top of the game on this one here.
Been
man.
doing it
Thank
for a
you.
while.
Yeah.
Going to keep doing it, knocking
Yeah.
it out of the park.
Yep.
What kind of lead time you running on right now? If they called you today needing something done, where are they looking at?
Right now, I'm 3 weeks out.
3? Okay.
3 weeks out, 2 to 3 day turnaround on most jobs. So I try to, and I just work by week. It's a
Sure.
pet peeve of mine if you drop something off and say get
Yeah.
to when you get it, because
Sure.
Yeah.
that's not how I do it.
Right. Good deal. Victor Pate, Black Label Coatings. Buddy, we appreciate
Thank
you
you.
coming out.
Appreciate you having
Had
me.
a blast. You have to come back and see us.
Yeah.
Definitely. Look forward to it, man.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
get Tommy out of here. He might
We're
want some
going to
more
have to get
pizza.
him a coffee. Or I'm
We're
going to have
out.
to get
See
a
you
mop
later.
bucket
I'm gonna go
and
home
get
and make
this
it home.